Welcome. Stuart Walter, the athlete's secret weapon, the original, the one, the only. That's me. See, I really should have a background like Dr. Rob.
Yeah, you need something. You and a couple of stick figures back there.
Hmm. Eh. So I am now, since 2024 Olympics, so we're just at the end of 2025 now, 2024 Olympics. Two of my clients, I won't say won, did they win? Yeah, they won the Olympic gold medal. But they only got to that point because of the work that I've done with them. Yes, still they're good, fast, strong, flexible, the right nutrition, doing the training. But the one thing that was missing was the brain. So we helped them with the mindset. We helped them with the peak performance state. We managed the nerves and doubts and fears. Once we've done that through the typical hypnosis processes that I've created, then the results are open. And unfortunately, it's got to that point where there's a lot of hypnotherapists that are out there that are looking for something different. Just going, all right, I'll use the typical hypnosis processes, but I'll work on athletes. Those processes through hypnosis and NLP are incredibly powerful. What I would like to do now is introduce you to Dr. Robert Cabry and get you to understand that you can have the best process in the world, but if you don't have the right understanding how these processes work, you don't have the right intention, because a lot of hypnosis processes are all about going back in the past. The way that I've developed over the last 19 years, fine tuned with these world champions, is to very future focus. And for anyone to come on board with the training, you've got to be very direct with your athletes. Being suggestive is not really the best approach, because athletes want it, they are told what they need to do by the coach. So that's what they're going to do. The whole very airy, I suggest you do this, and how does that make you feel? It's kind of a really backward approach for athletes. Love to introduce you to Dr. Rob Cabry, who's over in Philadelphia.
Yep. I live in
And
South Jersey, but I'm right across the bridge from Philadelphia. Yep.
so we have now got five, soon to be six different countries where we've got different practitioners around the world. So welcome, Dr. Rob, who's 5 years in hypnosis now and definitely specializing in sport because of the training. So give us a bit of a rundown, Doc, about your
Sure. Sure.
processes, the changes, the results you're getting for your clients.
Sure. So just briefly, I was a sports medicine doctor for 25 years, caring for athletes. I was basically a non-surgical sports and orthopedic doctor, and 5 years ago started transitioning to what I'm doing now with athletes. Um, I wanted to be able to help them with their mental training. I had done a lot of help with physical injuries and saw so many people that maybe didn't recover from something, an injury that was bad, or they just couldn't, get the nerves and doubts out of their head and could have been a
Mm,
very successful athlete who kind of went nowhere.
yeah.
And so I started researching how I could help them with the use of hypnosis. Started training with some other folks here in the US, seeing athletes happy with my results. And then, of course, got introduced to you, Stuart, not long ago. I guess it's
Mm,
been about 6 months since I've
6 months. Mm.
something like that.
Happy anniversary.
Finished my training. Um, and Stuart's processes, I mean, the reason that I believed in him is he has results. He has 49 world and Olympic champions. That probably ought to convince you that he's doing something right. So I was grateful that he accepted me to be one of the students, and now I'm certified as a approved practitioner of his program. But he has taken techniques and processes, made them simple, quick,
Mm,
and fun. The results are very quick. You're not spending 3 months with an athlete, holding their hand, guiding them through. You're giving them what they need, showing them how to use it, and the results are quick. I'll just tell you a quick one for me. I wrote a book called The Peak Performance Mind Code. Stuart did my forward. There's a story in there about one of my skaters, struggled with her jumps for 2 years, had a bad fall. That was it. She just couldn't do it. She got in touch with me. I found out the issues, used some of Stuart's techniques very, very quickly in 2 sessions. The following Saturday, she was jumping again. And within 3 months, had won her event in her state for her figure skating.
Mm.
after struggling and struggling and struggling and struggling. And it was quick, simple stuff that she could use. She understood it. It was fun. She didn't have to think about her problems. And now she loves her sport again, sport that she almost gave up. So I appreciate what you've done and allowing me to be a part of it, because it really does take the athletes to a whole nother level. And
Yeah.
again, makes it simple. That's the best part.
And I guess that's the thing, and that's what I've held so close for the last 19 years or 18 years. I'm thinking, I don't really want to share these processes out because they seem too easy. It's something that I've built and fine-tuned and refined and nurtured over the years. But when you get results with athletes, like that athlete you're talking about, your figure skater, for me, that's an everyday 15 of those a week. So for me, it's an everyday occurrence. For someone else coming through and go, right, here's you that I've helped you with this process, applying that for an athlete, you get the results, and they're going to keep coming back. You've now got a client for life. So you don't have to keep going finding new clients. And with the programs, they're willing to invest, and they're willing to invest for a specialist, but higher prices, less clients, and it makes it so much easier to build your business on top of rather than having to chase the next smoker and the next
Yeah,
anxiety person or the next bedwetter that may be
yeah,
around. And I'm only taking 55. Okay, yes, there's trainers around the world that are training 10,000 people. Good luck to them. But where's the quality? I can guarantee with only taking 55, why 55? Yeah, it seemed like a good number. 50 sounded too rounded, 60, 55. So with 55, I've gone, okay, so I know that the people that look, I've probably pushed more people away than taken on board because I want to make sure that when I hand over these processes, I'm handing it over to someone who's capable, who's able to stand in the presence and stand in that space that athletes need for their
right,
level of belief to make them and help them become a better version of themselves. So I
right.
know he's got that. And if you're interested in that, send an email, have a link, get a link, we'll have a quick chat about everything. Because you want really direct, not ruthless, but direct, supportive, engaged, passionate practitioners who can apply these processes and hold that presence and that belief for these athletes. And we had
Right.
and every Thursday, 2 hours, we have, or your Wednesday nights, we have the locker room, which is 2 hour ongoing training, case studies, pulling athletes apart, look at the system, the structure to help them. We had one of my Olympic gold medalists come on board to go, we need people like you practitioners. My links, the gold medalists, there was no way she was going to win. She'd basically given up on sport mentally and physically. And it wasn't until a chance meeting with someone who introduced them to me, the next thing, bang, we got to fly back up again. Won 6 out of 8 World Cup events and Olympic gold medal. And I know that the processes are there. And Robert's been through the same processes to understand that. And your clients are getting the same results now. And how does that help you and your business now focus for growth and development for yourself?
Oh, once, especially with the skaters, once they see that somebody's getting some benefits from it, they want a piece of it. They want to learn, and
Mm.
luckily some of the skaters I've been working with are not at that elite level yet, so they're okay sharing their secret.
Mm.
Where some of the elite athletes might keep that, to themselves, and you won't get that
Yeah.
business sort of spreading. But
Mm.
the cool part about it is you can do this with any sport.
Yeah.
It'll help any sport. It'll help if you've got students who also need help in school. It'll help them with that because they'll understand how
Mm.
their mind's working against them. It'll help the parents when they bring the kid in for what they need to
Mm.
do in their life.
Yeah.
I've had parents walk away and say, you know what, I used that technique for work, and wow, it really helped me.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a lot to it, and if someone comes into it thinking, well, I really love this, but man, can I really do what Stuart does with all those world champions? Well, the nice thing is you're not alone. Every
Mm.
week we meet for a couple hours in the locker room. If you have a case, you want to throw it out. I've got this kid, I'm not sure what to do. You've got right now 15 of us, soon to be 55 minds that will be throwing that around and giving you ideas of how now take that back and try
Mm.
this. I've done it before, and here's what I did. That's the best part of it. Getting the training down and the understanding. You do it quickly, it's rigorous, but you get it. You get good videos to fall back on. But like anything you learn, you got to build experience. The good thing about the
Mm.
locker room is you're going to get that experience fast because you've got us to rely on versus you're on your own like you were 19 years ago or whatever, where you're just trying to
Mm.
figure it out. You anybody,
It was trial and error,
right?
mostly error. Yeah,
Yeah. Anybody that joins us now, we got you. You know,
yeah.
we're going to help you get through it, and we're going to help you take, your
Mm.
practice, your business to a whole new level, and really help you do some amazing things for athletes for sure.
Yeah, and I think you touched on the benefits of the locker room. It's also knowing that these processes are continually evolving. Like the training that I do, I can guarantee after the first major block of training, you're already in that realm where I would put you ahead of 95% of most mindset coaches in the world. I
Right.
would put you about 12 to 13 years in my journey. So you've already got the tools, the resources, the processes. I had to create all those. So
Hmm.
throughout the training as well, in day one and day two, you go through my peak performance program, my competitive edge program as the athlete, as
Right.
the business person to help you change because the athletes will be now drawn to you based on your ability, your focus, your mission, your purpose, your drive. Athletes go, I want some of that. So you
Right.
get to experience how it's applied, the flow of it, go through a complete program with me in the process of learning and understanding. And then we break down the programs, the processes, probably 20 of the processes we go through over the 4 day period. But it's also then the locker room is refining those processes,
Hmm.
practicing, testing them. Even one of the practitioners this morning, I had a quick chat with, and we did a session with her to help her break through a personal issue, which is then going to help in the business aspect of it as well. So this is what it's all about. It's about supporting you, the person, to become a better version, so that then you attract the athletes at a better level. That you, what would you say about having a real belief and a passion for sports? Is that essential?
In the practitioner, the one who's going to
Yeah,
be yeah, oh yeah.
yeah.
I do think I do. You don't want to do this training if it's just going to be another thing in your little pocket of things you do.
Mm,
You can do a lot of stuff, and I still do a lot of other things with my hypnosis, but you really need to have a passion for this because the athlete's going to want somebody to step in front of them that's got the passion that they have, not somebody like, here I am, like when I was a physician seeing patients in the office, I saw, an ankle sprain and this and a wrist and it. You just saw things and tried to help them get better. You weren't specifically like, here I am, but in
mm,
this realm, you need to show them that I got the tools you need. I'm going to give them to you. We're going to help you get to the next level. So I do think you need that passion
yeah.
for what we're doing, you
And
know?
as you've just heard from Doc there, it's the passion for the ability to help people to really step in that space. And I've shared before that I've had clients that I've worked with for 10 years as they've grown through different levels in motor racing. So yeah, they've got results quickly. But sometimes as they go from this category to this category to going overseas to that category, that category, that category, sometimes, and I can guarantee athletes don't believe in themselves.
Right.
And then eventually they're racing the Indy circuit over in the States in the Indy cars, and they go, oh, yeah, thanks, Weapon. I'm now starting to believe that I can do that. I go, where's this belief? Oh, I didn't believe it. I'm starting to believe it now. They're already at the level. I go, who do you think held that belief for the 10 years, or sorry, 10 years and 8 different categories? I held on to that. So every
Yeah.
time he would phone me, I'd go, yeah, 8. From day one, I called this kid Indy. Okay, Indy, this is what we're doing because that's the target. That was his outcome. So you've got to be able to stand there, hold it, hold that space for them, believe in them, trust yourself, trust the processes, and then these people, these incredible athletes will come to you. You don't have to go chasing.
Right.
So
And you don't
yeah,
have to worry if you don't understand every sport of every athlete that sees you because
mm,
these processes are working on the mind and you're working to direct them by helping, break down that mental barrier. You know,
Mm.
often people that I've talked to not doing what we're doing, but some of the sports stuff, oh, I don't understand motorsports, or I don't understand. You'll get a little bit of that. It's okay.
Yeah.
You can help anybody, because like I said before, the dad brings the athlete in and he goes and uses a process at work and it helps him. So don't be
Mm.
afraid you don't know all the sports. You don't have to. You just have to
Yeah.
show the
The
passion.
sport is going to vary. The athlete is always the same.
Right.
It's always the same mentality, the same fears, the same doubt, the same peak performance state. Once you
Yeah.
get those sorted in the typical 4 session blueprint, bang, you've got 95% of it done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I will leave you at. I really appreciate it. Doc, thank you very much. Any last minute endorsement for any practitioners watching this?
All I can say is if you're thinking about it, do it because it will change what you do. And not only will it change what you do, it's going to change your life because Stuart puts you through it, just like we put our athletes through it. And so you learn where your barriers are and you start to break them down too.
Oh,
So
yeah,
thanks for
that's
having
always
me.
fun. It's like, what are we doing this for? We have to go into my personal life.
Right.
It's all good. Appreciate it, Doc. Appreciate everything. Catch you on Thursday at the locker room, and everyone else, love to hear from you. Send me an email. Let's have a chat. Take care. Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Cool. Done.